What's good, everyone? How y'all doing today? This video is going to be on Glock 23 Gen 3 gun review. Wait a minute. I already did this. Yeah, no. Glock 22, big brother. 15 rounds, 40. This is what the review is going to be on today. Glock 22, the full size 40. All right. I'm sure y'all already know who the hell I am at this point. My name's Mark. If y'all don't remember, go ahead and watch my other videos. I'm sure you'll remember me after that. And shout out to my boy Adam for letting me borrow his Glock 22. Real G. You can see he's got the grip on there real nice. You know what I mean? All right, so let's get a start on the Glock 22. All right. So first things first, as I mentioned before, holds 15 rounds of 40 Smith & Wesson. All right. Pretty solid capacity. The size is amazing. Of course, it's a full-size Glock. You know, it always feels great. Pretty easy to maneuver as far as everything goes. Let's go ahead and there we go. Take her apart there. Got the recoil spring and the guide rod, of course. You got the barrel. Got the slide, you can see. Glock 22, made in Austria, 40 cal. What doesn't say 40 cal? It just says 40. You can even see my boy got the grip on the serrations and the slides, you know. So, a lot of people have to be wondering, all right? All the videos I've done so far are on compact size guns up until now. You know, it feels weird kind of. Like, I know I joke around and, you know, point unloaded guns at the camera, but it even feels weird kind of doing it like this, still like that. Oh, man. But this exact one, if I'm not mistaken, which I'm pretty sure I'm not, this is my, you know, it's my best friend's gun, you know, is a police trade-in, which, you know, it gives it a little extra touch of history to this particular one. You know what I mean? But overall, though, and yes, Gen 3. I don't think I should have mentioned that. If I haven't, sorry. But overall, a phenomenal gun. The big brother to the Glock 23, of course. Now, I wanted to show y'all this in the Glock 23 review, but I didn't have the Glock 22 on me because it's not my gun. But there's a Glock 22 mag. You can see 15 rounds of 40. Perfectly in there. It will feed, no problem. It will work perfectly. You know why? Because a lot of Glock's products are compatible with each other. But get the Glock 23 out of here. You didn't have your spotlight. Be gone. Back to the Glock 22. And I even have some more information about the 40 caliber that some of our phenomenal fucking viewers over here, you know, put on me. You know what I mean? When I told the origin of the 40 Smith & Wesson, I didn't go 100% into detail. And that's because I didn't have all the details 100%. I knew the gist of it. I just didn't want to sit there and try adding details and be 100% wrong. So there's a shootout in Miami, all right, with the FBI and two men. That's what it was. One of them had a shotgun. The other one had, I believe it was some type of carbine chambered in 223. I know it was chambered in 223 though. I'm pretty sure on that. They got shot a good few times, you know, and they were still going through it, just bam, 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 shooting at these FBI agents. They took a couple of agents' lives, things along that line. And that's when the FBI pretty much said, hey, we're looking for a caliber that's going to have higher pressure and more stopping power to it than 9mm, while having less recoil than 10mm. All right, I've heard people say it's 45, but I know it's 10mm. I know that for a fact. But so that's when Smith & Wesson came up with the 40 Smith & Wesson. Well, they took the 10mm casing, shorted the gunpowder, shorted the casing. They took the projectile, put it in there. Bada bam, bada boom. And if y'all ask why that sounded so natural to me, I'm Sicilian. So, you know, saying things like that, bada bang, you know, it's natural. It's just in our genetics, as you can tell. All right, so back to the Glock 22. All right, super comfortable gun for me to shoot. A lot of people don't like shooting the 40 caliber just because they say it's a little too snappy, the recoil is a little too much for them. Those are the people we would call recoil princesses. All right, this gun right here, phenomenal. All right, I've never had a single issue shooting it. Hell, I even love shooting it one-handed. Like, a gun is fun to shoot when you're able to sit there just mag dump it one-handed and your grouping is still pretty tight. You know what I mean? This is this is that gun. Of course, the 17 will do that for me as well. But me, I do like recoil. I do. It's fun. You know what I mean? The point of shooting is to have fun when you're at the range, or at least to train. And I don't know about you, I have fun when I train. So points to have fun for me. You know what I mean? But with 15 rounds of 40 Smith and Wesson, there's not a lot that can't stop. I'm gonna be honest with you. All right. Like, think about it like this. If you hit somebody with 40, 15 times and they don't go down, I'll be honest with you. Maybe it was your time to go, man. Like, I'm not trying to joke around. It's not funny. But, whew, man, you're dealing with a tough person, bro. You better up your game at that point. If you got yourself into that type of situation with that tough of a fucking person, man, you better start pulling out rifles or something, bro. Because 15 rounds of 40, that ain't going down. Whew, that's a zombie at that point. Nah, he ain't feeling pain. He's on something. He's a zombie. Had to get my nicotine in me. And if any of y'all are asking what kind of vape juice do I use, mixed berry. You get anything that isn't like a, kind of like fruit based flavor, you're a fact. I know none of y'all are wondering that. I'm just joking around. But Glock 22, if I were to give it a review overall, and I'm going to give you the overall review before I go into all the details of it, I would give it a. I wouldn't give it a 10 out of 10 because a 10 out of 10 is just the overall perfect gun. However, I would give it like a solid 8.5 or 9. There's really not much I can think of that I don't like in particular about it. You know what I mean? What I will say is that with Gen 3s, you have this small little mag release button, which is something that you don't see on my Glock 23 because, as I mentioned before, it was pre-owned before I bought it. They put a new mag release button on there that extends out, it's bigger and wider and shit like that. So I'm not the biggest fan of the mag release button, but that's not a big deal. It really isn't to me. You know what I mean? That's not a huge deal. Um, the trigger, it's your standard Glock trigger. Phenomenal. All right. I hear people say that either Glock triggers are really, really good or really, really, really horrible. I've never experienced a really horrible Glock trigger. I've heard people say it happens with their 43Xs. I, have sat there, handled a 43X multiple times, still haven't had that issue. You know what I mean? Glock triggers are just good. Yeah, that's nice. Now, one thing I will say, and this is something that I do like to say for, I guess you don't have to, but it's something that I like to say you should do just for the ease of it. You know what I mean? Is that you should get the extended takedown levers or slide lock levers, whatever the hell you want to call them. Get these hose extended. It's not a big deal if you don't want to. You know what I mean? If you can take the gun down just fine, like I can still take it down just fine without them. But sometimes, there it is. Sometimes just like that, I don't get it on the first try just because of the fact that I got these fat fucking sausage fingers. You see what I mean? But something that I will tell y'all that not a lot of people really, geez, drop the barrel there. Sorry about that. I was field stripping for y'all. Something that a lot of people don't fully understand. And they'll sit there and say that, yes, 40 will wear down your gun quicker than, 9 mil will. 100%. Here's why. This frame, if I had Adam's Glock 17, I could throw his 17 slide on here. Bam, it's now a 9 mil gun, not a 40. Because These 40s are made in 9 mil sizes, and it's a higher pressured round. It's like how with the Glock 43, for example, you're gonna wear it down quicker than the Glock 42 because it's a 9 mil instead of 380. It's a higher pressured round in a 380 size. That's just how it works. All right, that's something that a lot of people don't fully understand. This gun is phenomenal. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You know what I mean? I can't. This gun, like it's put together. This frame is phenomenal, guys. This frame is fucking dope. All right, put it back together so I can say this gun and be accurate. You know what I mean? There it is. This gun right here is fucking phenomenal. A full size 40. There's really not much you can do. You know that is gonna top this in my opinion. It's a pretty solid gun, great size, great capacity. If you were to ask, what do I personally think this gun would be used best for? Best. All right, home defense. That's me personally. However, you can go ahead and use it for concealed carry if you have the ability to carry without it being an issue. That's just it's just how it is. If you have the ability to, like, for example, y'all saw in one of the podcast episodes that I was able to carry Adam's Glock 17. You know what I mean? And you couldn't see a print at all, wasn't an issue. So concealed carrying this wouldn't be an issue for me because they're the exact same size. Now, another cool thing that because they're the exact same size, if you were to get a Glock 17 holster, this will fit it. This will fit it perfectly, not a problem. You know what I mean? That's fucking cool. Another thing I found out actually, if you get a open-ended, Glock 19 holster, I didn't just find it out recently, maybe like a month or two ago. You can go ahead and you get a open-ended Glock 19 holster. As I said, you can put a Glock 17. You can put a Glock 23 because it's the same size as 19. You can put a Glock 22. You can put a Glock 19X or a Glock 45. You can fit a good amount of fucking guns in there. You see what I mean? Because Glock makes their shit to be compatible. That's just fucking dope. You see what I mean? There's no topping that, in my opinion. The fact that you can do damn well near everything with this fucking gun that you can do with a fucking Glock 17, except for have a standard capacity of 17 rounds. Yeah. I'll put it on the same fucking level as the Glock 17. You know what I mean? I don't give a damn about that other 2 rounds at that point. The stopping power of 40 definitely passes 9 mil. There's no doubt about that. There's been studies proving that a 40 Smith & Wesson definitely overperforms 9 mil and 45 to be exact. So for all you caliber dick riders that are sitting there talking about my stopping power 45 CP, I only have 45s because they don't make a 46. The 45 will kill your soul, while the 9 mil will only kill your body. Yeah, that don't mean shit. 40 overperforms y'all. Like, it's been proven time and time again by multiple people who have tested in multiple different ways, including ballistics gel, ballistic lab dummies, things along those lines. You see what I mean? That's how they test it, but other than that, as I said before, this is a great fucking gun. A great, great, great gun. And you just love it. You just love it. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. A full size 40, this is the type of shit you think about when you hear a rapper say, "Oh, I got that 40 on me." You're like, yeah, got this big ass 40 on him, yeah. And it's not that this is like a, big gun or anything, it's, hell, it's just a tiny bit bigger than, my hand. Hell, actually, you know what? There we are. Just about, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Just the handle right here, but the slide length, about my hand. You see what I mean? It's not a big gun, but it's a full size gun. You know what I mean? It's not a small gun by any standard. This gun, though, would definitely do the job on whatever you need. This is why police even fucking carry these. FBI agents, fucking carried these. You know what I mean? This caliber, it's great for a good fucking reason. When you hear me talk about, 40 caliber guns, you're going to hear me talk about the caliber a lot because the caliber has a huge thing to do with it. All right. Huge, huge, huge. Now, I will say, because this particular one, as I mentioned before, was a police trade-in, it just, the grip itself, not this grip right here, the Adam had on, but just the grip of the firearm overall, you know what I mean? The handle of everything, it was a little, smoothed out. It was a little worn out. It was a tiny bit slippery because, once again, it was used as a duty weapon. All right. So we added the grip on there. He added the grip on there. He called me right after showing me this shit. I was like, oh, we got to go shooting again. Going again. Let's go. you know, But would I recommend getting the grip on it? You can if you want to. As I mentioned before, this one was worn out a good bit because it was a police trade-in. All right. So it was used by cops before it was used as a duty weapon. So it's had a good amount of rounds put through it. Actually, you know what? Hold on. You see the smile? Yeah. She's had some rounds put through her. You see what I mean? She's been used before. But you know what that just tells you? She's been used a good fucking amount, and this bitch still functions, no problem. So when you hear people sit there and talk about, oh yeah, well, you'll wear that gun out quicker than you would a Glock 17. Well, technically true. The chances of you wearing this gun out in your lifetime, unless you're going through thousands of rounds each range trip, and you're going to the range like once a week or some shit, it's not going to happen. It's not something that you should sit there and bet your life on. Oh, yeah, well, I'm going to wear it out, so I should just get a 9mm gun. You can get a 40 if you want. 9mm is a great caliber. Don't sit there and think I'm shitting on 9mm. My first, the SD9. It's a 9, obviously. You know what I mean? I love that thing. That's my baby. So don't think I'm shitting on 9mm. Or don't think that I'm a 40 cal dick rider. Because I like 40, but of course it's not the best caliber in the world. You know what I mean? I don't even think there is one. They just all got their goods, and they got their pros and cons for each individual thing. Other than that, though, let me know what y'all think of this. This is a great gun. All right, Gen 3 Glock 22, 15 rounds of 40, great capacity, great size, easy to shoot, reliable. All right, y'all already know this. This is why I haven't mentioned reliability much in this video. It's because it's a fucking Glock. Glocks run. Glock perfection. Other than that, y'all better like, comment, subscribe. I know y'all haven't heard me say it this video. As I said before, like, comment, subscribe, share. When you subscribe, hit that bell, hit that little bell button. You know what I mean? Hit all. All right. If you're while you're at it, go ahead and just subscribe to the Centerfire podcast channel. I'll go ahead and put that in the description below, and go ahead and subscribe to Adam's channel. I'll put that in the description below as well. Other than that, y'all stay safe. Y'all have a good day. Peace.